Here we are at FanimeCon 2025. This is Kal Kat, and this is Clint Capoke. Yeah, here we are at the convention. I'm gonna kill the sound though, so you don't get in trouble. Yeah, well, there we go. Keep playing. There's Clint Capoke with his hat coming in there. Yep, they're looking real sexy there. There's all kinds of sexy trainees in there. Yeah. I'm bigger than the guy behind me there is like, what the fuck is he doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm a blogger on YouTube, boy. Oh, come on now. It's called a photo bomb. Anyway. There he's looking a little blitz there at the convention. There's the gaming room. I was not blitzed. Yeah, there's the game room, and we have the game room with the being set up, so you can see some of the boxes still being set up. Before everything on Friday, it usually doesn't start until 1, but Kitty Key and Kal Kat, the original, been going to these since 2011. So yeah, he's always there real early. I think the security people, by the time that happens, they would be like, by at least the middle of the day, they'd be like, oh, that's Kal Kat. But surprisingly, they asked every time. Well, that's because you're so darn cute when we changed costumes. They just didn't figure it was you. Yeah. Yeah, there's peculiar there. Yeah, it was FanimeCon, and so you have here. There's some people doing the Dance Revolution thing. So some of the games were activated, and they were doing them. I can't do that anymore. My feet are killing me the whole time. No, I can't do that freak dancing. I would fall over and explode. Here's Raphael, but a chunky Raphael. It's like he's now middle aged and chunky. Here going down the corridor doing the stroll, of course. Yeah, and yeah, there was this is a newer phone. This is an iPhone 15 Plus. It's a newer phone. Mark Carrs decided to one up and get a 16, but he wasn't there. That was the food. That was the iguanas. And there's Plant Slut. There, briefly. Yeah, the place is still there. Well, they didn't take the sign down, and Togo's is dead. San Jose State, the old alma mater. Spartans, hail the red, green, and gold. Spartans. Well, at least they weren't Trojans. That would have been Milpitas High. There's the dead Togos. And that's the main Togos. That's the corporate branch Togos. It's dead. The other Togos are open, but that one is dead. That building is finished. That office building. They finished it and replaced the window that broke. Yep, and there's the Barbara Handel building, and where they did that years ago, that weird thing. Yeah, they did lots of weird things. So here we are at the hotel, which is now is it a Hyatt? I think now. Yeah, I did. And there was some con stuff that was going to be there, but there was the end of another one there. And the cut through is blocked off. There's a cut through. It's blocked off. You can't go in there anymore. We got a bunch of like stuff and chairs and shit in there. And then come out here to the fountains and the other stuff where Christmas in the Park was. Yeah, which at night looks completely different for some reason. The Bijou did not look opened, but I guess it was. Here's the park where Christmas in the Park was. From On Location Missions. I mean, did an episode there. Yeah, requiring a cast of a dozen, probably, to do that. Yeah, but then, yeah, that was interesting. We did an on location reunion episode, and we were able to pull that off. It's been like over a year and a month since Mom died. Yeah, and everybody else moved away. The cast and crew going here. This particular convention is funded by Dan, the executive producer at Queen Bee Studios. Yeah. Here we have Dan Brown. Yeah. Here we have a guy, strong. Yeah, there's a the fake military guy. It's from something. That's from Digital Circus. That's actually a creative, a different version of the character. And there's their cast. Yeah. These pictures are way sharper than the other ones were. You could zoom in on their. You could zoom in on like details and stuff if you want to. Oh, yeah, way sharper. Yeah. And then we have sort of a war alien guy. It's from something. Probably Fallout. That could be too. But I think he's from Highlander. And there's Raphael. Yeah, then we're back to the game room where some of the gamers were appearing. And I kept sitting down in the corner over there, and they kept trying to start a game with me. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I might play a game. And then we have why not? And we have Raiders. He's disgusted that it's not the Raiders. I don't know. She cute. Yeah. Little girl, elf girl. And there is Girdle Clint Cowpoke. That's hilarious. I like it. The lady Clint Cowpoke. If he was a trans woman, he would look like that. Or his daughter would. Anyway, here is, and that's fine. And that was Judy Hopps, the Fox guy. It's bees. And what's going on here is this show that goes on every year. And I decided to go stand in the audience and sit down in the audience and see what it is. What are they doing at this show? Is it a show or costume thing or whatever? And it turns out what it is because I got to be in the audience, is if you have a particular manga group, you're there with your posse in your group, you get to go down there and pose, and the professional people take your picture. And they put it up on the website, which is cool. They used to do it in the theater, now they do it down. Or over here, now they do it down there. So that's cool. So that's what that is. Now, I couldn't do that because I'm not there with the posse. With a bunch of other people. I could go down there and they could take my picture, but it would be kind of silly. It'd be like, what? And I would be in the Fanime stuff. I did appear in one of the Fanime things. I appeared in the Silly Kelly Teddy Ruxpin one. I was in that one. I had to make a bizarre outfit so they would notice me. Now, that's funny. I don't think that's supposed to be Raven and Starfire in that previous one. I think that's just somebody that kind of looks like him a little bit. And that is from something else. Her own thing. That's cool. Oh, there's the Eero guy. He appeared last season too. Yeah, he's around. And they have the other two. So the cast was there. Yeah, so we had I think that I'm pretty sure that I did not technically see anyone from the church, which is funny. Here's a little face. There's a that's actually funny. That's a furry. There's a furry. The handler not far off. Yes. And here's some. Okay, here we have some motion video footage, high def video footage, and you can see the individual characters going about, and the host trial begins. We'll do the house trial. Yeah, there's quite a lot of trainees there, and that's good because they should have a nice place to hang out with, because they can be that and do that. No one messes with them. Actually, the religious group wasn't there at all. There were some people kind of there, but they didn't protest. They were just there. But yeah, there's sometimes you see what looks like a girl in a hot Asian outfit, and it's a dude. Sometimes it's the other way around. So you never know. And they're cute too. Because cowpoke swings any darn where it is. Don't care. But yeah, there was no swinging going on. At least that wouldn't be during the day, I wouldn't think. Yeah. There's an example right there. That's a man. As you see, he's got an Adam's apple. It's hiding it though, and he has a package. That's his giant. Exactly. He was mentioned earlier as well. Here's a. Here's a furry, a horse-hung furry. He's hung too. He's got a bulge down there. Somebody mentioned that. This particular furry decided to sit down to pose, and there's an alien creature. It's funny. Kind of a knight kind of thing. Somebody commented on my Trekkie costume. They were excitable and slightly odd, and said, "You can take my picture." And they're, "Oh, really?" Yes. Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, course, go for it. I didn't get to take hers though. There's a butt right there. YouTube's gonna flag that. Nah, it's covered up. But it was a man butt anyway. It's a dude. Oh my. Ooh my. I did see two of Drea's old friends there. They were there. And as well as two Job Club people were there. Again, I happened to walk up to one of them and said, "Hi." He's like, "Oh, Adam." And there was another one sitting down with her husband. In the Job Club. Now, most times she kept looking up and looking at the husband. She goes, yeah. So, yeah. Job Club? So, yeah. I remember you. Hi. Well, yeah. And she went back to reading. That was all of us. That one. Well, yeah, we have. Yep, there's all kind. Now we're in the dealer's room. You know. And in the dealer's room, you had the shirt guy, the tea turtles. It's actually called Turtle Tees. Everything's a tea turtle. It's tea turtle, but everything's a turtle tea. That's what it is. And it's he didn't have a card reader, so I had to go and get cash and come back. And I did, because I wanted the shirt. I had to have it. I'm not going to splurge on a lot of the stuff there at all. I mean, I'm just going to get what I want to get. The food was kind of, pricey, and it's ridiculous in there. Oh God, it's like it was $11 for a donut and water. That's ridiculous. Don't buy it at the con. And I needed the water because I was overheating, so I had to buy it. I'll bring a bottled water or something. I'll bring one tomorrow. Oh yeah, it wasn't hot today, fortunately. There's the Pokemon god, Pikachu, the Pokemon god. I photographed him like he was a giant idol. He was just up high, but Disney. Yen Penny. Penny. Meh. See, she's real. Told you. Congoer, who's not actually Jinx. Yeah, this is a tea turtle. Is what it's called. Yep, tea turtle. One of them hats too, I think. Yeah. We can get some stuff. With Uber. Although the Uber took forever to get home because it was like I got to pick up 2 other people. But here's the swords. Swords are fun. And there was a gun one too. This guy's selling guns, and there's some Carta. Yeah, it's exciting behind the scenes thingy there. We did complete Space Vanguards. We did complete Canary Space. Those were 2 discrete series, and where the script is done and the Carta figures are painted. So Carta will soon go into production. The remake of the soft reboot of Carta. It's called Cold Reboot, but it isn't really. It's Over the Rise. It's the 3rd chapter of the Carta original saga. It's kind of ignoring the Trans-Tech movie. It's pretending it didn't happen. It did, but it's mentioned kind of offhandedly. Oh yeah, it did. And Strawberry's dead, and it is mentioned, but it's kind of ignoring what happened to the Carta in that movie. It's kind of making it all Transformers mush version. So it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I think it's yeah. I mean, it's gonna work. Yeah, because it's like, well, it's our stuff, so it's kind of a reintroduction of everybody. Mark's Cards likes that idea. I'll do like the origin for them that actually isn't just, oh, they're going to kill each other. No, they don't kill each other at all in the movie. It's spoilers. The new version, they have personalities, and it's the pilot for a show. It's a pilot, so somebody might pick it up. You never know. All the Starship Locations, Queen Bee Studios picked up Canary Space and Space Vanguards years after those books came out. They said, "No, we'll do it. We'll just do it. We'll adapt those screenplays. We have them right here. We'll just go and do them." And they did, and it was good. They were great. There was 4 Canary Space stories and three Advanced Guard Vanguards episodes. They did have to rename it Advanced Guard because Vanguard was taken, but Canary Space wasn't, so they kept that one. And then we did a sort of pseudo faux having fun 10th episode of Legacy, even though technically Legacy already ended and basically ruined one of the ships. There was a plot and thing, and the Q messed with everything, but can rebuild the sets. It's fine. The set was falling apart, so well, we'll get a new set. Yeah, we'll get a new set. Make a better one. We don't spend too much on the sets. And Dan's okay with the robots because he likes those little robot Carta things. He likes that kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool too. That one. He didn't say that specifically, but it's just do whatever you want. Yeah. So we have, yeah, but, yeah, were there Transformers there or not? They weren't, they were models. I don't think they were Transformers. Yeah, they're more, although Transformers is an anime and it is a manga, you'd think they would have old school Transformers there. It was first Diaclone, and it was a Machine Robo, and and all that. It was originally a manga and an anime. So Star Trek was also an anime, briefly. They made an anime out of it in the 2000s. Now, if I had a Robotech costume, that would be anime as well. There was an anime question guy. I should have walked up to him. Maybe if he's there tomorrow, I'll say, so, what do you think about, like, Macross and how it relates to the other Macross? And that kid would have no idea. It'd be like, is that like Robotech? What is that? I don't even know what that is. You stumped me, dude. I don't know what that one is. So I'll stump you on every other anime but Robotech. I don't know what that is. Okay, Space Battleship Romado. So, Starfighter. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, they recently made a movie in 2012. Anyway, so yeah, just kind of going on talking. We're just chatting over the con stuff and what's going on. Yeah, this is well done. This is the visuals of this are amazing. The quality is superior to anything we've ever filmed, and even with the Silvertrack cameras. If we did the cell phone camera on Carta, that would be interesting. We're not going to use the cell phone camera on Carta. No, we're not going to do that. The audio would suck. The audio would be terrible. Yeah. Audio on those things is not. Yeah, you have to redub the audio. Yeah. So yeah, there's that cowgirl was a little special. I kept running into her. She kept running into me. Like, no, I'm not chasing you. No, I'm not following you. So I know. We keep just running into you. That's weird. I know you're not following me. It's fine. I keep following you. Even though I don't like boys. Okay. Transgender bathroom. That's what she said. I don't like boys. I think she was a little odd, just a little. It's probably the character was probably based on something. I just don't know what it was. Here is Tall Hat Man. I think that is from. What is that from? It's Tall Hat Man, but it's from. This is the candy that looked like weed. It was actually just a rum candy cigar and just chocolate and a moonshine candy cigar, and I had them the last part of the trip there. I ate them, but they weren't very good. I think they do their fudge better than that stuff. Yeah, their candy is sort of like they took other candy ideas and like ground them up and shoved them in there. They don't really yeah, they're okay. Not worth the price. It was $6 for two of those. It's ridiculous. They were doing the Kal Kat technique, which is provincial and fun, but there's something on your lens cap on your phone. I think it got brushed off, but it was on there. No, it's still there. Lens cap of your phone has got something stuck on it. Did it? This is like lens flare. Yeah, there's a little lens flare on there. Then that what went by there was a whole lot of woman. There she is again. Damn. It's not that she's big and Rubenesque. It's that cowpoke likes that kind of thing. It's like, I'm a chubby chaser. But it's like that other girl earlier who was kind of chubby now. Her husband kind of skinny. He's a chubby chaser too. Yeah, from the Job Club. And it wasn't who I thought it was originally. I thought it was this one Job Club lady. It was the other one. There were like three of them. It was the third one. I'm not Carly, I'm Linda or whatever. Oh, I'd have thought you were Carly. Her hair is the same, but mine was brown originally. Like, oh, yeah, in a bottle. That's right. You dyed it. Yeah. Okay. She dyed her hair blonde. She wasn't blonde or brunette or something. Oh, look at that. So many delicious young things. And sometimes I'm talking about the men. Oh my. Sometimes the ladies and sometimes the dudes. Oh my. The artist alley was packed with people. They weren't necessarily buying anything. They were just everywhere. And they were all filming. They were just everywhere. Yes, and con geeks do reproduce. They manage to have offspring. Yeah, they do. They have offspring. And no, that stuff did not get anyone drunk. I'm sure they're not selling actual booze, candy. It didn't even taste like a rum candy. The Indian market has a better rum candy bar. It tastes like rum. Ooh, that thing did not have. Yeah, it wasn't even remotely rum tasting. The moonshine one was better. It tasted kind of like vitamins. Ew. Anyway, so we're near the end of this. And yeah, this is Friday. Tomorrow we will see what happens on Saturday. I didn't do as much the cowpoke, just his face, because I would have dubbed over it in later on. Tomorrow we will see what he's dressed like. Maybe Silly Kelly will show up in full regalia. That would be hilarious. He just shows up. He's just bonkers. Because I do have union suits. I could totally show up like that. Oh no. I don't know what I'm saying here, but anyway, you're in here. Yep. Yeah, slideshow. Video slideshow. This is Kal Kat and Silly Kelly. This is the Fanime slideshow. Saturday. They're at the Hilton Sigma Hilton, which used to be the Fairmont. Beamed right in there. And there's a cowpoke hat, Kelly. He's supposed to be the guy, Lower Decks character from the Starship San Jose. It's been 20 years, so that's what's going on. Oh yeah, the Bijan Bakery. The number thing is dead. That's what that was. So here we have the Fanime. I did go to the Bijan Bakery, and the stuff was closed off, and there was some. Yeah, the Bijan. I think it's pronounced Bijan. Because the N would be silent. The McHenry Convention Center, not named after Henry Brister from Pine Hill. It's spelled differently. We have sword battle pose going on there. Clang. Clang. They're practicing for Carta. Silly Kelly Carta thing. I don't know if Silly Kelly's directing that necessarily, because he directed the other stuff. Or cowpoke. Robert Stoner. Drop low. That's who that was. Yep. And yeah, we'll say his name, because what are they going to do? 13 years later. He's still dressing up in camos. And here talking about the panel, and this is the story about the meeting Carl Makek back in the 80s. That he sold his copy Fist of the North Star and said you could throw darts at it if you want to. So he didn't like it, even though he dubbed it. And that's the story. I told it to the con guy. And, it made sense in the panel because it was about that era of manga stuff, and that was manga. Yeah. So that's what he's on about. Well, just kind of going over what they're on about. Yeah, it's So yeah, there was the contest thing. I wasn't in the contest; it was just afterward I mentioned it. Anyway, so here we have. I saw the contest. I watched it. I want to make that clear that I'm not we're not actually on the staff in any way at this convention. That would be screwy. It's not like Baycon back in the day. And no, we're not on staff. Now, if the stories happen to be there, I mean, kind of loosely be on staff again. But no. So here we have Jack in the Box. Their new logo looks real simplistic. I'm going to leave it. So here we have cowfolk going on about. I think it was going on about having seen that angry man who was out in front of that hotel, or going on about. He was saying that he was angry about the contest people. And there was nobody else protesting, just him. I think he was a little bonkers. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. I'm not going to argue with nobody. There's something wrong with him. Could be on crack. Could be on anything. Could be on fentanyl. But yeah, so here's the movie, and although we have a finger in a shot earlier, I think we're just going to keep going, because why not? Yeah, you have yeah, I don't think you need to. Chili Kelly being goofy. It's what the new film people call art and artistic talent and stuff. When it's actually an error, we're going to say it's art. Yes, I completely blanked on what that middle panel was. It was D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon show from the 80s, which I was familiar with. And they aired a version of they played a version of the finale, which was done as a radio program, and then a fan did the radio program as a visual motion comic. I've seen it. It's actually awesome. Yeah, it's a motion comic. It's good. Yeah, they showed clips from it. They could have played the whole thing. It's funny. Ooh, it's kind of a messed up motion comic. Here we are in the art. I gone into the artist alley. Because Kelly's like, oh, I want to go to artist alley. I didn't get to go to artist alley, so we're in the artist alley. Now we're out here again. Oh yes, this was weird. They immediately said, the maid parade is coming through. The maid parade is coming through. I hope other people got footage of this, because I did too. The maid parade. They got all these ladies dressed up like maids, and then they'll all walk through. Yeah, it was kind of hilarious. Damn, she got some cankles on that. Oh, that's a nice one there too. Manly maid near the end there. Yeah, that's a good thing though. I like. They do sell pantyhose. Yes. But yes. Here we have. Not at Fanime. There's more. Yeah, that lady probably will not be flattered at her picture, let's say. She'll be like, what? Yes. Oh, here we have. I had no idea that was showing. So yeah, here's some other. So yeah, they wanted a better pose than they did it again, because it didn't. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so we have yeah, there's not as many pictures, but there's as much footage. So Kelly went back and did a bunch of other footage. Now we're in the dealer's room, and turn the camera off when I was behind a bunch of it. I made sure to not be right behind, following someone's head as they float along. I made sure that was the main problem with the other footage. Was the yeah. So walking on through, you get to see all the other characters. People. There's about 5,000 more people. There's a lot of people in there. Some of them with the similar ones, though. Yeah. And I didn't mention the con swag because it wasn't that exciting. There's the girl. The girl. Well, that's the man, I think. Oh my! I think that was a man. Pretty cute man. That could be a man, or that's okay. Yeah. So later on, the console was a mug from that Wild Bill's mug place. It's like $40 for a cup. That was what I splurged on. But you get refills. So I'm gonna lug the stupid cup around tomorrow just to get more refills. I probably should say like, "Hey, this is from yesterday. I'm gonna get in." Yeah, like I won't do it again. I'll lug it around. But yeah, here we are outside. There was some stuff going on outside. They continued the picture taking and all that and came inside. And this Kelly gonna go in the game room or the artist alley? Talking about one of the the second panel? The third panel. No. It's not the D&D one though. It's probably the other. It's probably the third one. Yeah. No, we're not to the third one yet. Unless he was mentioning that, saying that it's like your stuff better. No, this isn't the third one yet. Yeah. No. I mean, I'm just mentioning stuff that's going on because there's no. That guy was actually pretty tall. I mean, who knew that they were doing a... I know it's supposed to be the thing, but who knew they were doing a guy in cosplay as Tim Cantrell's junk? His thing. The junk itself. Yes. This impressive schlong. To which Tim would say, "You're still talking about big dick." He was like, "Oh, you can't have it. Oh. I know it's impressive, but come on. Oh. Yeah. All that stuff. Yeah, this is a much better shot. There's back to them. A little bit. They moved away in there. And there is a person of Walmart at the they were in the gaming room. Well, she can't help being. Well, she's cute though. Not saying she wasn't cute. She was. Person of Walmart. And she'd be like, It's interesting that the cosplayers who are from Japan that come to the convention, they all tend to be well, shorter and also skinnier, and they don't get fat. Usually don't get fat. The ones that you see that are kind of chunky and middle aged, those are the American fans, and other country fans that are not. No, they get chunky. These kids not so much. Some of them, but not so much. No. And here is they were doing a sketch. These guys, Star Wars guys, were doing a sketch, and they had the guy there with the camera thing doing a sketch, and he's got a Kylo Ren saber, but it's purple. Interesting. They didn't want any pictures though, but I found the secret door and it was open. In the back over there, the secret door that's always there was at the other convention as well. So what did the secret door go to? And it goes into the game room. That's the game room, right? The back end of the arcade is what that is. And I couldn't step through the door. I was supposed to go around. But that's the story. That door was opened during the back in the day during the creature feature stuff. We could go through that door. I went through there with the panelists back in the day. The creature features, we'll beat us monster guys. Go back through that back door. And the other door into the
through the game room, and then the other door, which led to this, the alley, from the other side. Yeah, so not this time. They don't want people scooching in and out the back doors because you could be doing nefarious things back there. So here we have Pokemon hanging to dry because they've been horribly killed. They've ceased to be. Yeah, there was this other panel that was doing like basically cribbing Monty Python lines to do a King Arthur thing, even though technically that sketch didn't kind of took place then, but kind of didn't. It's kind of its own thing. And yeah, just cribbing Monty Python and doing it. Here's the mug with the black cherry flavor in it. And I texted on you and said, they can't steal my black cherry twice. That was a joke. You can look that up if you want. So yeah, here's me talking about this wrestling convention thing panel. It went on a little too long, and about the improv, saying if you're going to make an improv sketch, make sure that you have an idea what your characters are going to do, and it doesn't just appear completely random. Yeah, because it doesn't look good. Like, structure it so it's not completely random. Yeah. That's what I was saying. So it worked, but it could have worked better. Yeah. Well, they did other stuff too. They had like Robotniks and some other people in there. They had Dr. Satan in there from the other anime. Was it the guy from Dragon Ball or something? I think that's from. But yeah, silly names. But here we have he was the most ineffective Satan. Didn't really do anything. But here we have the YouTuber. I think what that was somebody saying that YouTube the algorithm is screwy and it's making him broke. I'm a broke YouTuber. It's kind of funny. That's true. YouTuber myself. Was an influencer in the 2010s. Not so much anymore. But I do have lots of views. Thousands, tens of thousands. Is that 70,000? That's a lot of views. Yeah. 50,000, 60,000 views. No, not subs though. All the subs kind of disappeared. Anyway, so we have. No. I'm going in the game room again. He's gonna go in the game room again, isn't he? Wow. Interesting. Oh my, him too. He's interesting as well. Oh my. I'm an equal opportunity. What the Kal Kat thing look like? Yep. There's a few of them. Nice show. And the character. There were a few. There were probably of the 200 and some remaining subscribers on the main channel, and the 75 or so on the other one, which is not a lot. They were probably all at the convention. They were all there. Except for the out-of-state. They're just all there. They were at the convention. Shout out to all of them from there. Yeah, so found that escalator in the back to go up and down the stair. I didn't walk around so much. I just went to 6 hours of this. I was sitting down, which was good. Well, yeah, there are thousands of people there. Yeah, I went through the store, the dealer's room, a couple times. and then filmed later on because I figured didn't need to do all of the. I wanted to actually see if there was interesting stuff in there. I found that a lot of the customers said, "Oh, this is too much," and walked on. Oh my God! Look at that. That's Oh my goodness. Machine. Another one. I like that. Cowpoke, you're getting all horn dog now. Well, I is. I like them. Yeah, you might think, Cowpoke might be insulting him, but no, he's not. It's turned on. Well, I did make a couple songs about that. It's the highway or the byway was one of them lines. Riders on the hearse trail. That coffee tea or whatever the mug or whatever it was. There weren't as many people eager to have their picture taken. Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow's Sunday. Look at that one. What would the costume should be? I thought about doing the Kitty Kate Dobok at first and combining the other one. But then I figured there isn't a single person dressed any remotely like that. And on the Uber ride would be weird. And it'd be different if there was like a group of like fake Taekwondo guys running around. I was real at one point. I really was real at one point. For 18 years. And it would be like, yeah, it's okay if you said this guy, for instance, has got a kimono. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, the Star Trek was different because they noticed that. Yeah, they're like, that's this guy's wearing a Star Trek outfit. It's not a Star Trek convention. But it's animated, so, yeah. Should I do it again tomorrow? Another anime star. Yeah, the other panel was odd because it was the final panel that I saw anyway. Odd due to they couldn't actually cuss even though it was 16 plus. Apparently there were like children up front or something that weren't supposed to be there or something happened. They couldn't actually really insult each other and make it like insult comic or something. It wasn't particularly funny. Yeah. It's hard for them to punch down when they can't punch down. Doesn't work. Yeah, they actually couldn't go that far, so they're like, oh, yeah, I guess we can't really, can we do that? And con people do reproduce, although I suspect that a lot of the other ones are their nieces or nephews or cousins, not really their kids. There's a Kirby. There we are. I think this is near the end. And yeah, there's another hat person. There's a tall hat. That's got to be from something. There's 2 people dressed like that. But 3 people dressed like that. It's from something. Maybe it's from Digital Circus. There were some Digital Circus people. Oh yeah, and the Charlie, decked out Charlie showed up again. She's briefly seen in the background from the back. But in another scene, I think it's over there, yeah. But I didn't get a picture. There was also a middle-aged Harley Quinn, which was funny. I said, Harley Quinn at 450. She laughed. But yes, so yeah, they make sense. Yeah, there was just so many people there, they couldn't really stand there and protest it, obviously. So yeah, there's your convention doing its thing, going about near the end there. Well, the end of... I don't do the night stuff. Somebody else does the night stuff. That's cool. So, you can like and subscribe to this and do the night stuff. I'm sure it's getting.
And we'll play now. Now. Oh my goodness. Hello. I am the Invid Commander. Yes. This is why we're fuzzy face. Here I am. I'm back. Yeah. I can make oy jokes and all that stuff because I'm Jewish. Anyway, so yeah. Don't like don't like those nasty guys. Anyway, so here we are on FanimeCon Sunday, and yeah, Kal Kat's cultural appropriation. And a shit ton of booze. Oh yeah. I don't know how long I can keep up this voice. FanimeCon 2025 Sunday. Here we are. And the panels that we're going to go see are up on the board. All of them on site. We didn't have to go to the hotel. They didn't mention the hotel on there, but they didn't do that. As we trudged along, wondering about things that I was in. There's a Clint Cowpoke. The Charlie thing is slightly improved. Yeah. Here we are back in the dealer's room. We're gonna go get the costume. I had to have help tying the belt. After I finally got it on, I had to go back there and a little Japanese lady and get her to tie the belt. Now I'm just I'll just put my martial art Dobak belt on. Let's just be that. No. So here we are. Here we are, and there they are. Oh, it's a good idea. Oh, yeah, there's Mr. Roid Man. He's a roids. I said in the commentary, he's not doing steroids at all. He's a demigod. Oh. Come to Rio. You will dance. You will not stop dancing. Ah. I did like the little dragon figurines. That's cool. It's awesome. Yeah. So we got 3 unique shirts there. And then they revealed the 3 shirts. And one of them does say Mark's Cards. It really does. The Dark Arts one, I think. Unless he wants the Apple one. Yeah, dark arts and crafts. That's funny. Arts and crafts is something you do more, but I think, yeah. I think that's more of a Mark's Cards thing, just because, yeah, he's more into the other kind. You can't actually wear that shirt anywhere, but he could. And yeah, you might want to get another bag of shirts. Just have another one. Because, yeah, you're kind of running low on different color shirts. Just get a few more. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, only for a second there. You can fix that if you want to, or leave it. Oh. Oh, cowpoke. I'm kind of forgetting to put stuff in here. We'll talk about the panel. So we already discussed the panels. Or about them. Or the panel. So yeah, there's cowpoke. Oh, is that the... Oh, that's the... So, okay. Dr. Robotnik has used a device to transform himself into a woman so that he could get with Sonic the Hedgehog, as I said to Mark Scruggs. Then about 20 minutes later, I was like, you know what? The Rule 34 irony of that is that Sonic would then be disappointed because he wanted Dr. Robotnik just the way he was. And he needs to change himself back. See, that was that thing in that old South Park episode with Mr. Garrison for several episodes was Mrs. Garrison. And then there's the Harley Cat thing. That's the girl. And it was like, well, it's kind of stupid. Well, South Park was being stupid about it anyway, and bringing them back was stupid. They were making fun of their own professor, so it was kind of like, well, that's not cool. Even the guy that inspired Mr. McKay, the counselor, contacted them and said, you guys, I don't talk like that. It's stupid. I've never said this phrase you keep saying I said. You said it once. But yeah, as for the Garrison guy, well, he didn't want to talk to them at all. like I was never sex changed. Yeah. But yeah, the idea that he'd do that is kind of screwy. Yeah. Oh, cyber yuck. I was commenting on the cyber yuck that I saw. It's the cyber yuck. Oh my god, it's a cyber yuck. Ugh. Then I was commenting on the poo. Was that just after it happened? Yep. Yeah, there were a bunch of pigeons above the chocolate store. They could hear me down the street. They could hear me. They're reporting it. Well, they should at least warn you that there's fucking pigeons up there. You totally see them up there. They're like, there's little bastards up there. They're like, up there in the fire escape. Fuckers. So here we have a group that's waiting for the fashion show. Yeah, my cowpoke now. I've never had a bird shit on me before. I mean, gross. Right in my hand. They were aiming for it. Maybe they were aiming for my hat. It would have been gross too. But yeah, there's the Jesus freak guy, and they're honking. Somebody's honking an air horn, and I was like, "It's the trump of Gabriel. It has sounded forth. The revelation," which is also a fart, by the way. But yes, and also I would save all of the convention people, so you don't have to. Ironically, somebody was dressed like Jesus this time, so that was it, Jesus. A guy dressed like Jesus. It's Professor Utonium. The guy kind of looks like him a little bit. Oh, it's a crew from something. Boulder Academy. Yeah, and then there's free ponderings. Oh yeah, the free ponderings guy. Oh, I said, I am Solomon, and I'm going to give this ring to Frodo, and out of my love, and it'll be a wedding ring. Get it? Oh, and he's all. That is pretty funny. Yeah, a wedding ring for Frodo. Oh. Yes. So I finally found a quiet place to put on the thing. I had my clothes on. I had the pants on. I just put the kimono over the pants. And one way I looked like I was stripping naked back there. Yeah, behind the double panel thing, there was nobody back there. The lounge thing. Somebody did come by, and I changed ninja style. And they were like, you could have gone in the thing over there if to changed. And I was like, actually, I couldn't because I'm not a member of the volunteer at the convention. Like, oh. That's for the volunteers only. I did that one year at Baycon. Not here though. I did, and I didn't really do anything. Here, stand over there by the fucking was a building that was a the whole building. Or the lounge or something. There's the horror the horror guy. Yeah. Walking around in the stores. In a store, I like stores. And it's everybody capitalist likes stores. Socialists too. You can make lots of money in there. And gamble and stuff. Well, maybe not gamble too much. And that candy did not have weed in it. But it almost had bird shit in it. That would have been disgusting. You wouldn't want to eat it. Get the bird flu immediately. Ugh. Oh, she said, she was a cute thing. And the alien's cute too. And then we was joking, because Kal Kat got with the robot. And he's like, I did a robot last night. So I got lucky with the robot. Does that count? It's probably not. Got lucky with the robot. It looked more like a Muppet than a robot, I think. The Muppet. A Muppet. I did a Muppet. Anyway, so we have the wrestling thing. Yeah, that's later. The whole idea of that is audience participation. It's like a wrestling match. And WWE is probably that bad now. Come to think of it. It probably does kind of suck. But yeah, it probably does play like that. Or the idea that I would have done that whole thing different. I know it's a very short segment at the end of this about the wrestling, but I would have done it differently. I would have been like, oh, okay, well, we're going to have various things, a dumpster fire cat. We're going to have various things going on. And they didn't have the exact bread cat, so I didn't buy it. Wasn't the exact one. There's different bread cats. It wasn't the exact one. And maybe they don't make that one anymore. I bought a backpack at Target. And that's how I was able to do all the other stuff. So I walked over to Target this morning. I bought a backpack at Target. And I got to the convention and said, why don't I just buy a costume at the convention and put it on? There's an idea. I'm wearing it. Yeah. I something else there. Something boys. Yeah, the wrestling thing. The intros to each wrestler went on too long, and it got kind of stupid because the intros were too long, and they just beat the joke hard, especially the devil guy. The Batman and the Joker one was a little better. Oh, no face. Two no faces. And here we are once again. Yes. A little too rambly that other time, but we're going to go for it right here. Okay, they had the other panel. That's the Saki panel. Going on about how it was a spoofy thing. That's the Castle in the Sky guy. Those characters that you saw earlier. Here, Desert Gundam. I can name some and a girl with a skimpy outfit. There's lots of those around here. Not all of them wanted a picture though. There's a couple of tall ones that wanted a picture. So here we are. We have a crew that is doing a thing. There were occasionally other music crews out there and other people doing karaoke and stuff, and there was other events playing this audio, and we're gonna put on YouTube. We can't use the that audio, so we're gonna strip out the audio completely. There's probably a way to AI that, but I don't know how to do it. A lot of belly buttons, a lot of navels. So here we have our con guests going about their stuff efficiently moving around. we have, yeah, I mean, in the first take of this, it went on about that other wrestling thing a little too much. Went about people's ages too much. This one, I'm not going to do that. There's no point in doing that. I already got my point across in the commentary. There's no point in that. So here is a Star Trek Lower Decks guy walking the other way. I didn't get his picture. Lower Decks guy. Another one. Like from yesterday. We have a walkthrough. We have a walkthrough of the stores and what they're doing. We have characters behaving. We have a slideshow walkthrough where you have to cut out when they run right into you, like so. But yeah, they're not as many pictures this time, but you know, some of them seemed a little out of it because they had partied all night. Not as many places to party though this time. I'll tell you, it's in the commentary. I was not. We went back every night. Went back on the Uber. This night was the longest. Went back at 7. Tomorrow night will be shorter. Not sure if we're gonna do a movie or effort or not. Probably not. Yeah, there's here we are. It's all, you know. It's a long night tonight, putting this together. It is approaching 11 in the night. Not like the other ones. And yeah, there are occasionally shots of kids in strollers and stuff. But I don't think the COPPA actor is going to complain because this is clearly a convention and you're not actually giving them any dialogue. So that's fine. And they're not being featured in a horror comedy or something. All this kind of is a horror comedy. What about that kind? All of them. You have them. What's the thing? Chainsaw head. Some people do their own creative little thing. That's cool. The Ladyboy drainage people show up. You make pictures on occasion of them, but usually they don't. So there was like a guest bag thing. They had the toy, the ones you could do that too. I'm not going to do that, I don't think. Might do one more of those guest shirts though, because you'll see in the commentary a little later on the comments. I put the comments on the end of this, and all throughout, and then on the end, because I like the Kelly version of it, because it's kind of the same information. So I have, but watch it, of course. I put it on the end. Talk about the shirts. The thing. So yeah, an enjoyable con adventure with the con. Some people had the masks because they didn't want to get the con cred. So far, so good. Don't have the con cred at all. It's probably not so much the masks. It's probably more wash your hands all the time and don't touch your face ever. They're probably fine. Especially if you get bird poop on your left hand. It's pretty gross. But yeah. And they didn't check the bags. Marking over the bag. Didn't check it. So you could totally smuggle food in there. Because they realized the con food is too dang expensive. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, you have I jokingly said that candy bars are weed. They were not. It was just a mint fudge bar. So, there's the Gundam again. I think it's the same one. We put it out earlier. Got the Rubenesque American ladies, and you got the Japanese ones that are skinny because they didn't get Rubenesque. But yes, there are one or two characters that show up eventually in this that are actually known in the story, including a roving zombie Scooby-Doo that shows up, and it's Dre's friend. And then we have other little characters in there. Oh. Little people like hobbits, kind of. Yeah. I don't think they are. They're not actually, like, literally little people. It's just they're little. Yes. Nothing inspired by the Carta yet. That's an early production now. I also kept going into the game room and making voices and stuff into the cell phone, even though I knew full well nobody knew what Canary Space and Advanced Guard were. So some of them might, I suppose. If the fans are already watching, then they're aware of the Kal Kat show, and yes, that's out and done, and yeah, and so yeah, in the game room, and I think one of those voice scenes occurs here. But yeah, there's a little chance of there being that. Yes, con geeks do reproduce with other con geeks, and it's not like Comic-Con in San Diego where it's where people in Hollywood exploit the con, and a lot of them are like just actors pretending to be geeks. No, these are genuinely con geeks, genuinely are, and it's awesome. The gamer people. I did not play a game with them. And now I'm going to mention the voices from the Canary Space characters and stuff, I guess. So. We're interesting some of the characters from Canary Space. Char and Holt, basically. He was Char and Eddie Holt, and his cheesy accent, trying to do Mark's cards and failing miserably. One of the other comments on the commentary earlier mentioned that it was there was a comment of 2 Mark's cards related to that later wrestling story and that earlier Robotnik story, but that was 2 Mark's cards and not Mark's cards saying the comment about. No, it was to him. I was saying the comment to him. Yeah. On him. There's the blue-headed trans person. Yeah, it didn't. She didn't want to. They didn't want a picture. So wasn't able to get one. They. Oh my. Now all the right wingers will be like, oh darn woke convention. They'll be like, yeah, it probably is. They really didn't go into that. They did a not Cthulhu for President thing, but I wasn't there for that. It was later on. It was later on in the evening. As an alien. And spooky person. Boing, time traveler. It's just that the picture's in sequence. No, it's totally time travel. I was mentioning the premise that thinking about the premise of like early sci-fi stories with her. There's the zombie Scooby-Doo, and yeah, and yeah, she knew me. She said my name. But yeah, there's the Yeah, so it's something about the panel. And I think this is between the two. So I got to go out. I think this is near the dance part, yeah. And yeah, I did. Kal Kat has had dance experience. Well, there's Jung Swan Academy, which did a lot of forums for like dancing, but also there was Arthur Murray, and there was line dancing and square dancing, and there was aunts and sisters and stuff like that trained. So I learned how to dance. I knew how to dance. My feet were really, really tired the first day. Not so tired the second day. Today, they were okay. So I was like, I could probably do some freak dance a little bit. So I'll come out here and do some. The group's out there again. It's the same people, or at least their descendants, and from the freak dancing years ago. I ended up on some videos, and yeah, and here again, there's if you watch the Sunday footage from around 4 to 4:30, you will see that guy's footage that's tagged in there for that dance crew. Breakdancing stuff. You will see a Kal Kat briefly doing a very old Scooby-Doo dance. Very old butt spin dance from way back in the time. It was fun. You guys can still do it. And to know I was not in Electric Boogaloo. No. Breaking 2. I was not in that. I was in a ninja movie. I was in Three Ninjas. So that's appropriate. An uncredited extra. If ever they put me in the IMDb, aside from the other person with my name, they can put uncredited extra in Three Ninjas. Because yes, I was in that. But yeah, they started doing the freak dancing thing, and there's this Harry Potter sort of. I don't think it's a Harry Potter. I think it's some other alien, because he's got like a staff, some other creature from something, and he's just going to town. He's grooving. He's going to town. There's a Green Ranger behind him. He didn't participate because he looks a little doughy Green Ranger. Bam, 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 bam. But yeah, this dude was like freaking doing the classic stuff there. He's a dancer. He clearly knows. He or she. And there's a little boy, little autistic kid. And then he's just, that's probably his dad. And he's just all, damn, boy, damn. Little dude watches the dudes like dab, yeah, it's a little kid, but still. Damn, he got some moves on him. Shit. And he's like, wait for it. Gang sign. Yeah. Shit. And then this other dude, like, damn, he just comes in, he's like, and he just, mic drop, walks off that stage. Yeah. That was awesome. Oh, shit. Oh, there's Jesus. See, Jesus showed up after all. Oh, my goodness. And then Kal Kat is, of course, in the middle of that. Yeah, I didn't get footage of me actually dancing because that would be impossible. They were filming it, so I'm in there. In a kimono. Like, damn. And then they realized that, and then I mentioned that in there. And then the lobby, that they did that a couple of years ago. Dancing. And then the next year after that was all, oh, do some more dancing over here with us. I was all, at that point I was kind of sore from something or other, and I was like, I can't do it this year. Oh, ow. Or I'm going to hurt myself or kill myself. I don't want to do it. Maybe a little bit. I did a little bit of dancing. But yeah, Arthur Murray. So here we come to more of that. And this is much clearer than the other take. And talking about the other things going on. And the other panel, the Mario panel, it's kind of fun. The idea that they're doing the Mario thing and they're having the... Yeah, they're better at it. They were two different groups. Yeah, is what it was. And I went on too much about the wrestlers, but that was it. I'm sure they were trying for a specific kind of thing that they... Yeah. The audience liked it. They were having fun. There was some good jokes in there, and of course Kal Kat being improv as well. Threw in a few one-liners to help along. Some good ones too. But yeah, that's like, okay, that guy in the audience knows he's silly. Nothing could beat the Undertaker. What are you talking about? Oh, you're not the Undertaker. Anyway, so yeah. So here we have So yeah, the arts alley, artist alley. No, I don't really buy anything in there. I don't really see anything I did. Not really. Mostly, there was a lot of opportunity to walk around and see, check things out. Didn't really do a lot of over-the-top stuff in there. But now that they had the kimono, I think they, was more, I guess, respect, I guess. At least you have a costume. Kind of matches the venue. You know. That's cool. But not everybody had a costume. You see, like, about... I mean, the ones in costume... I would say, what do you think the ratio is? There's a redheaded training lady. Briefly, before that one. That one might be one, too. The redheaded one, earlier in there. The Playboy Bunny thing. So you have the... you have... Yeah, you fit in there. There's a lot of people that aren't wearing anything at all. That guy with the fanny pack is not wearing a costume. So you totally... There's some ones over there. They're not wearing a costume. They're just in a shirt. And you figure that on the final day they wouldn't have their costumes out. They would have put them away and would just show up at the con on the last day because they're going to get on a plane in a few hours and go home. So everything's in their bag and they do with their suitcase and everything. So you figure on tomorrow, they're going to have like, it's going to be like, oh, we're on our way out. Yeah. We'll go to the last panels, then we'll leave. Might cancel some of them. Most of the Friday ones were canceled. Kal Kat's panels, yeah. It's a good thing we did the FanimeCon a week before this because the panel was canceled. They weren't expecting me. I did pay in advance. They knew. They didn't. I didn't get the stuff. Maybe I thought the call was a spam answer. But yeah. There's that robot again. Well, 2026 will be the 40th anniversary of the Thundercracker costume from Pine Hill. Will I be able to, like in a year, will I be able to do that? And have that? That would be cool. Have to stay there, wouldn't they? Or at least make it so repairable and wearable that you get just assemble it. Like an Iron Man style. I don't know if that'd work. And then I said to Fuzzy Face, do the voice of the Rick Hunter, I will get you. Yes. That's what yeah. I'll get you, Hunter. I have you now. In many ways, Hunter. So yes. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my again. Cowpoke doing more voices. Yes, he is. Extreme close up there. That's not really that great a shot there. I'm leaving it in. So yeah, the game room Yeah, there are a lot of people that just aren't in a costume. There's an awful lot of heavy-set middle-aged people. Awful lot of them. Other countries ain't like that. Oh well. This is what happens. But yeah. Yeah, fit in more. Didn't want a garish kimono. Wanted something that's more Kal Kat style. Wanted something that looked more similar to a master, a grandmaster would wear. This is called a formal kimono. This is like you wear to a business meeting or something. It's not technically a master's kimono. It's a senpai, CEO, sensei. More than a martial arts sensei. Interestingly enough, though, the old lady was selling them. I could tell from my candor while looking around that we trained in martial arts. So it's kind of tied like a martial arts game. Yes, I used to train in martial arts. Yes. So it's like that, but it's on the side. But I had to go back and get her to show me how to tie it. I then forgot. Oh, yeah. If you could tell. It'd be funny if she said, "Oh yeah, yeah, we met years ago." Yeah. Another one of those, yeah. Jung Suwon. Yes. I used to go there. That'd be funny if she said that. Yes. That'd be funny. She says, "I'm a failed student." That'd be interesting. I'm Kitty. Oh. So admit you're Kitty. I'm one of them. Oh. Not the one that started it all. That was not me. That was Jacob. Deep Hunter. Who's guy? Funko Pops are not as big as they used to be, and they didn't quite have the same bread cats as before. But that funny bread cat there, that funny kitty cat from the store, I think that is a kitty is what it is. They didn't know what it was. I asked them. It's just an animal. Just buy it. I think it is kitty in battle armor is what it is. Headgear. Kitty, the martial sportist. And here you have the grab bags with the toys. I don't know about that, though. Because, yeah. If it's just like Yoshi carts, what the hell are we going to do with those? But, yeah. Cards. So, yeah, going on. It's very interesting, yeah. It was in the movie. I was in the Robotech and the other one. Yeah. I was in the Shadow Children and all that. It's also the Distant Destinies. I was also in Canary Space, as you call it now. The Vanguard Space. Well, I can also do the other voice there. The narrator from Robotech. An incredible legend draws near. Ah. Yes, it does. Well, one of my favorite those is before Cybertron was, I was. I am Vector Sigma. I am Necron. And I have summoned you here for a purpose. To go to Fanime. See very, very skinny people. Very, very large people. I like all of them. I like the idea that the Kitty, a martial sportist, said, why not save all of them? costuming is not idolatry anyway. I don't know where he's getting at. They're not worshiping the characters in the story. They're pretending to, like that weird Mr. Satan guy, but yeah, I mean, they're not. Yeah, well, what are rock fans? Did they think rock fans are idolaters? There were people performing as well in here, and karaoke and Japanese anime and stuff, and several groups. Yeah, but their music, it's copyrighted, so I couldn't film it. But yeah, they're not idolaters. That makes no sense. And in the Book of Acts, they hid from the soldiers and stuff with costumes. So it's biblical. It's biblical. The last day after, yeah. Well, not everything in the universe is set to the. It's not all literal. They're confusing literary truth with, like, scientific truth. And even though journalism is a science, the Bible is not a science. It's a historical narrative. It's a literary narrative. And it's a historical literary narrative according to one group of people. And for them to think that that one group of people is all people everywhere, it's a little pretentious. It can't be all people everywhere. And it can't be the one and only thing. Anyway, that would be a philosophical debate for another time. But then now they're on the wrestling panel is going to happen. And yeah, it's not really wrestling. It was slam poetry and gags and people grandstanding. And yeah, it was a little funnier because they did in fact have like a point. They had better characters. They had some Warner Brothers characters. They had Batman and the Joker come out, and Robin spanked. Can't show you any of the footage. They said no panel, no, we're not filming. They can go watch it online though. And there is the kimono, and there it is on the chair. I get what they're doing. It just doesn't. And then you zooped around, and I could clip that out. Yeah. So yeah, the cohesion, they needed that. I'll just kind of yeah, it's what I was getting into, you know. It was more the narrative story there. You need to write a story that actually makes sense when you're doing improv and set it up so your audience follows you. The audience was involved. They were engaged. Lines like Kal Kat throwing out and several other people threw out lines, but like okay, the Joker or the Batman shows up and Robin, and they keep saying Warner Brothers is going to sue somebody. That's funny. Yeah, I'm like that, you know. Other than just I want you to say Satan a bunch of times. Well, that's not funny. It's not offensive, but it's not funny. It's just like, okay, you're just being rude. It's not funny. You got to do something with that. Like they did with the Dungeons and Dragons panel thing that I forgot completely about. There was a Dungeons and Dragons panel in there. Completely forgot about it. That was at that one. And now I remembered it. So here it is. And yeah, so there was a gag about that one too. Yeah, the D&D panel in there, the cartoon version. Yeah, that's right. There was one in there. That was the middle of the day. Yeah, it was replacing one of the ones that got canceled. That's why it wasn't on the itinerary. But yeah, it was there. No, I think it was actually on there. I just didn't mention it much because it was forgettable. But I had seen the D&D cartoons or radio play. Somebody done a fan dub of it. I'd seen their little motion comic. Oh, there's two Carmen Sandiego's there. Never got the picture though. They continued to walk on. So yeah, we are nearing the end of this little. Oh my God! This thing is an hour long. That is ridiculous. I'm hoping tomorrow is not an hour long. Don't need an hour of this. That's really ridiculous. But yes, there's more commentary on here coming up. So, yeah. And the unveiling of the shirts, the mystery shirts. What were they? Get to see that. So, stay tuned for more in a wee bit. And you can clip where the clip is and all that. Do what you're going to do. It won't affect this narrative. And you're going to have less people because it's going to be Saturday. And we're going to finish off FanimeCon 2025 with, the moment of Zen being, I guess, the appearance of Kitty Key. I don't know. Maybe a robot. Or maybe we don't have a moment of Zen yet. Yes. Save them all. Yeah, they're not. How are they sinful for having costumes? Having imaginations? Make any sense? This is goofy. But yes, so there's the close of the thing. Last gasp of that thing. And kicked out of the store immediately closed. So, and yeah, and they're filing out. Welcome. That's a nice camera, this phone. Really good. Super high def. Here we go to the end of the thing. Beep, beep, beep. Do 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 do. End of the Fanime. Do 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 do. I kept taking the thing home and oh well. Yeah. I finally got that one. I've got a picture of that one. Finally. Anime faced lady. I think I get the other one too. Turn around and tink. Yep. Got the other one. Different. So yeah. That is all she wrote. Watch the commentary. Yeah. There we are. Yeah. This is Kal Kat, and this is kimchi. Oh my gosh. Monday. Yeah. A lot of funny jokes in here. I think the first joke that I did was the one where I said I look like the Unabomber's very, very gay cousin. And possibly crazy. I also asked whether she still does this as a ship psychologist. She only played one in the show. No, I gave that up along with whoring and booze. Yes, and she has married and has kids. Well, yeah, you can't very well do that when you get that. No, the kiddie van, soccer mom van. It can't be a hoe. It just doesn't work. But I've always been more than a hoe. I've always been a slut. Oh my. But yes, oh my goodness. Yeah. The Pigeon bakery thing, I like the Star Wars jacket. Anyway, so we are at the convention. And early on Monday before 10, there was nobody there. It was eerie.
Yeah, so they're at the convention hall. Yeah, so you were in the Canary Space story, and you were in the Starcracker story, and a bunch of other. Or Misfire and the original Carta will be again. Yeah. I directed an episode of Trans Tech 2, a movie. City That Time Forgot. Classic. And some of the Chimera episodes, too. Played a, it's fun. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, there was going to be just one panel. And, yeah, but we'll get into that a bit later. I decided to wait on putting on the costume until about 10. So that was like, well, there's somebody. I think I got that guy yesterday, too. Kelly was calling it the host roll or the stroll. And the con people started calling it that. So that is what it's called, the host roll. Well, it's not called the host roll, it's called the stroll. But I call it the host roll. In deference to, I believe, an episode of the Most Offensive Video. We're not us. That's what I do. It's not us. But yeah, they mentioned that. They weren't enough money to stop from doing the host roll. Oops. It was funny because it was Lucy from the Peanuts or something. Oh, in the game room. Okay. Panel was fun. Oh yeah, it was fun. Talking about all kinds of things. Mostly the other people at the panel talked, and they were like, yeah. Well, the guy, I think the guy was in character. Oh, there we go. There we are. Very well done. The Chewbacca Teddy Ruxpin / thing returns. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Kimchi only played a shift psychologist. It's just that Kimchi needs one. Oh my. Would you look at him? Ha ha ha. I'm mentioning something about the convention thing, the stroll thing, and just something to do with showing the delivery and all that, and being the delivery. Yeah, I'm not gonna whip it out and show it hard. Get kicked out of the con. No. But yeah. There aren't as many pictures in this one because we were like, well, yeah, there weren't as many people interested in the picture because this is day 4, and you figure the stragglers that are left over, most of them got to get on a plane today, and most of them are already done partying and doing the dancing around. There wasn't even a second dance troupe. There were some people doing watching dancing happening and singing, but not an actual troupe. Yeah, so, yeah. And the earlier version of this that I already watched or edited, will there be any outtakes, you think, or not? We usually don't do an outtakes reel, but it'd be kind of fun to have a creepypasta later. There's plenty of creepypastas up in here, so there might be one of those that'll layer on the other channel. I think these go up on location, Cat. They're done. This is long. This whole thing is a feature-length film, a Marvel-length feature-length film, and it's awesome. So I'll sit through the whole thing, all 4 days, because it is amazing. And it has a commentary in the convention because I deliberately kept the commentary down to not, because there wasn't a whole lot extra, to mention. It didn't need to be extra. Yeah, this Bart thing, I don't get this. There's another shot of it as well. I get that Bart goes to the area now, but it also has these Bart animated people, and it's like the thing that's silly about it is that the convention is only every year. So why have a sponsor who's building a train that eventually will go all the way to Frisco, but they're not going to get on it because they're going to be just at the convention. They will be coming in the San Jose airport. They won't be coming in on the BART. No. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, they could. Maybe they come into San Francisco airport, like the LA people were discussing. But yeah. The traffic in LA and stuff. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. Didn't happen to mention the cop show was filmed in LA where they could get across town in a few minutes. No, they can't. Well, I didn't mention that, but they kind of did themselves, so I didn't need to. Yeah, this is actually good footage. Okay. Went behind the back there where Silly Kelly didn't go before. I thought, what's back there? Why didn't he go there? And when I did, I figured out why he didn't go back there. There's nothing to see. Oh, okay. There weren't any tables, but that's what the door was. The other side of it. That's what they used to do the creature features panel and stuff. You know, we're confused as to which room the other room opened up into. During the creature features panel thing back in the day, that room just opened into the other room. You can pause there and start again. And yeah, so yeah. So we have, well, it's not that bad, but we have if you're talking about wanting to go into that panel, talking about the panel, wants to go into the panel and it's nope, it did kind of, that's fine. Okay, yeah, what he did is we went into the Kimchi went into the Lolita panel. Finally watched a Lolita. The person making the panel. And I'm sure YouTube will now flag the video for content because I mentioned the word Lolita, even though it's just a fashion show with Victorian elements and Gothic elements and no risque elements. They're all in petticoats and things and long dresses and they don't even show ankles. They barely show feet. Quentin Tarantino would like. Yeah, so it's like it's not scary at all. But then Kelly was all like, okay, well, you know, fashion can be scary because sometimes fashion designers are evil and they make women wear weird shoes. And they make them wear weird outfits that are crap, like that '96 one. Well, yeah, yeah. But clearly the cosplay Lolita fashion is yeah, not scary. It's not even risque in any way. The other stuff is more so. That's and it would have been pointless for Kimchi to yes, it would have been pointless for me to bring up in the convention. Lady, well, why did they choose to name themselves after that awful horror movie about that poor girl? But they didn't name themselves after that. Apparently what happened is it's an incredibly weird coincidence. And they just came up with a word that they didn't name, that they didn't realize meant something else in the West than it does in Japan. It doesn't even mean schoolgirl. It's synonymous with like the punk rock scene and the cyberpunk scene and a little bit of the steampunk scene originally. It's a spin-off of steampunk from back 10, 15 years ago. And the idea of the gothic steampunk Victorian era outfits. That's where it came from. It had nothing to do with a movie. They should have known though. They should have known I think a better title would be Victorian. Call it Victorian or steampunk even. Let's just go back to calling it that because that's kind of what it is. And the other versions of it, variants of it, are similar to that, and not just steampunk. But now I know where some of the other characters are. I now know there are different versions. There's the sweet one, which sounds naughty, but isn't. That's the sort of the picnic, Victorian picnic picture, Norman Rockwell type of, even though Norman Rockwell's later in the 40s. But kind of that idea, like, oh, the girl is sitting down for a picnic. Mary Poppins style, back in the day. That too. Same kind of late Victorian era. Oh, I've got these long trussels and all this, and a long outfit, and I'm here having a picnic, a sack lunch. I have to have the right picnic basket with me. It has to be straw and so forth. And yes, that's what that is. And the sweet is, like picnic. Cool. But there's also, like, there's a schoolgirl one, but it's more like the sailor version, which I think is probably just their own thing because they wanted to be like the Sailor Moon people. And that's the one that is most like the movie. The schoolgirl one. That's the one. And there isn't so much of that anymore. It's a lot less. And if we just see as we're walking along whether there are some. There are. Immediately pink hair lady right there. There's one. There's a Lolita. Yep. Pink hair lady. Or it could be a guy. I don't know. I can't tell from the back. And there's a goth. Modern goth version. So yeah, now we can pick them out. So. Actually, the modern goth version should have a long trestle, mostly. No legs showing. So that was not a modern goth. That was just a regular goth. That's kind of a steampunk over there. The right. And back over that way. That one there, the one with the blue face. It's kind of that. It's goth. Yeah, steampunk itself is not as big as it used to be in a spin-off. And they could have changed the name in 2012 or so when they thought of it. They could have said, okay, there's this movie from the 70s that's really screwed up, and it's about this evil rapist bad guy, and the cover makes it look like she's into it, but she's not. And no, she's not. He's a rapist guy. He's after this girl, and it's like maybe we shouldn't call our thing that. We shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. It's very bad. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. So there's no definitive rules if you're to make a cosplay costume that's yours. The lady pointed that out. It's like there doesn't need to be. There's no specific. Oh, you're wearing the wrong tiara, or you're wearing the wrong bonnet. It's like no. Somebody says that, they're just an idiot. Trolling. But yes. Yes, we have some grab bags to show later. But yes, we have not opened them yet. So yes. But you will see them get opened at the end of the show here. There is one over. No, that's not one. They have to have long trussels. High shoes. There are some, but there's one sitting down over there. Blue. So there are some. Oh my. It would be interesting if they had a hentai version of the panel. But that would be afterwards. We never go to the after hours. The hentai. That would be really confusing. Can I watch this? No. Yeah, so we have got out of the sweaty thing after a little while and couldn't do that anymore. I guess Kimchi wandered off after spending all of the con money that we had left. Yeah, she totally did. No. Kimchi's just Kal Kat, by the way. He's not crazy. Well, he kind of is, but yeah. Anyway, so we have a green drink. Oh, it looks nuclear. Sitting next to the nuclear, the fake feels. I think the guy probably was a character. He was just in character. Because the lady wasn't convinced, so I think he was just in character. oh, they mentioned strange quirks, and as I left, I said to him, well, just don't let your cesium reactors overload. He's a smart ass. As you mentioned Chernobyl, that was an easy one. That was it. That was an explosion of the meltdown of the cesium reactor. The core got too hot. It wasn't regulated properly. Insufficient safety precautions. Spock in Star Trek 6, which was an allegory for Russia and Chernobyl. Yeah. Even though blowing up a dilithium moon kind of doesn't make any sense. But yeah, a lot of sci-fi doesn't kind of make any sense. It's like when people argue, well, Star Trek is dumb, and they can't list why. Well, as a Star Trek fan, I can list why. But usually it's cool when it's the characters and they're doing something fun. And they usually quote the movies where they copy... Where they copy the Wrath of Khan over and over again. They've done it a bunch of times. She flipping you off, that's funny. It is. Oh, yes. I think she's making a gang sign. So, yeah, there's the thing about the guy. He didn't know what a cesium reactor was. Oh, interesting. Yeah, sci-fi has its own quirks. I think Star Wars makes a lot less sense. I mentioned that there was a Star Wars guy that I was talking to. I got another tail to replace the other tail. I have the brown tail, but now I'm kind of gray, so gray tail. Here we have the fairy princess. The fairy princess appears a bunch of times. There's Knight guy again. There's the fairy princess. You'll notice that they have a package. It doesn't, and his men protrude. He's got way too big in the boobs right there. Yeah, that guy. And here's the other guy. Okay, that was a troupe that had gotten together, but they end up not doing any dancing, and out here. And it's the part where I go down into the. There was one clip that didn't take. It's probably that. I did go down there to the bottom of that stairway down there. Stood down there, came back up. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm down in that area where they were taking pictures. There's a new group that's waiting over there, and yeah, I'm down there. It's cool. I got footage of it. So now you know. Now you know what's down there. This isn't really a sequel. This is just comparable to the 2017 one a little bit like the 2018 and 2019 ones. More so than the 2022, 2023 ones, which weren't as long, or 2024, which is only one day. Did the whole thing. We did the whole thing. Okay, so now we are going on to other things and doing the slideshow here and talking about other stuff that has nothing to do with the panel, the one panel. So here we have a lady. It's not a Yoshi. I keep saying that. It's not somebody else. Here we have a night guy. I think that's a character from a Mario game or something. So yeah, we have, and then we have the Queen of the Underworld. It was a geisha man. Here's a package. And he, unlike in Mulan, when they were supposed to be geishas, in China, he actually is Japanese. And here we have, and would have geisha paint. And here we have an example of a kind of Lolita, the Lolita maid. And the other one, I don't know. It's something else. It is. So here we have some other guys, and we have along, and I could be wrong on that. It could be somebody from My Hero Academia, but sure, One Piece, I think. And here you have. I think that other character is a Death Note character, but I keep saying that a lot, and I don't think it actually is. I think I just don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you've got like Yeah, I don't know a lot about the current anime, although we did well with the old anime stuff. Yeah. The game room. Yeah. When they're doing movies. Talking about movies. We talk about, the con going on and doing brand new exciting thing. In the slideshow. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult to put this together unless, okay, here's the Bart people, and I can't imagine anybody in anime wanting that for any reason, doing that, or what's the deal with that? And then you have Joe Chin, it was your moment of Chin, which was funny. I didn't buy any of his artwork. Yeah. So yeah, sword. There were a couple of the mall sword people on there. Some of the artist people were out there, and there's an artist alley as well. But here was this thing. The final day had a lot less people in costume. Well, it's the final day. Yeah. And oh my. So, yes. Or costuming. Costuming. This consent. That's. Yeah, there were no creeper weirdos really. There weren't. There was other stuff. There was the Transformers looked right over there, but it isn't really. Not to go into pan to that. Yeah, it looks kind of like the Autobot symbol, but I was kind of sketched as to what it was. So I knew it wasn't Transformers. It's probably just these little figurines, and I didn't buy those, but I did buy the other one. What am I gonna do with the little statue? Yeah. Oh. No. No. So yeah, there's lots of memoratives in. So yeah, you have story behind other things, behind rooms that kind of weren't covered before, so there wasn't a lot going on. Found out whether the washing instructions for the kimono, just in case it had bird poop on it. It didn't get bird poop on it. Some of the other stuff did. But yes, the attack bird. Oh, and the candy shop was closed. Probably because I walked in there with my hand with the bird poop on it. I wiped it off though with a napkin and threw it away. Yeah, they probably had to close for the day and the next day. But I didn't rub the bird poop on the floor or nothing. Oh, gross. Well, maybe somebody else got beamed or something with bird poop. Oh no. It's magical. That'd be nasty. That was so nasty. Little knit guys. Used to be an artist alley, the knit guy. Oh yeah. Look at their store now. Yeah. So much stuff that I could not afford to buy. Stuff that I did buy, I probably couldn't afford it then either. Yeah, there's manga books and things. I don't read Japanese, so although that jacket is cool. Like a sport jacket from the show. Yeah, so there's yeah, it's not like a toy show. If you want to get like Transformers and stuff, check that out. The Super Toy Show is on the 7th and the 8th. I wonder if Kal Kat will be at that in June. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to that. Won't be buying anything though. I'll just show up. Naked. Just kidding. Naked. Ew. That would be its own version of hentai. Oshindo Anasamaiga. Asansadomika. That's what he said. Even though I don't think that actually is what he said, we just remembered it wrong. What he probably said is a kanji for I'm going to sodomize you, because that's what he did. Clip. He didn't say I found you my pretty and you were mine. He said I'm going to sodomize you. And then he did. So yeah, that's what it was. And this is a hentai clip from years ago on an old VHS tape. Long since gone. Couldn't tell you what it was from. Little dragon princess and falls off the dragon and this Darth Vader alien guy shows up and pins her to a wall and then ravishes her. Great. Like the Lolita. There's a connection. No, kimonos are not there. Oh, he had the kimono. It would pleasure him. Oh. You know, 2 years ago it was all waifu hats everywhere. Now it's senpai and other things. And not as much. Only waifu hat. Yeah. Just because I got knocked up, they're already done. Don't need any more of it. Yes, there are, interestingly enough, in the comic book lexicon there probably aren't very many incels there. It's because these conventions, you figure, there's somebody for everybody. Yeah. They're not involuntarily celibate because other nerds will do them. All they have to do is say, You know. They're okay with it. Yeah. I think we've been on that one before. On that particular gig. I enjoyed the Transformers movies. And the Misfire story is that the Carter movie in the 80s came out before the Transformers introduced the Target Masters and Headmasters, like a year earlier. It's like late 86. Just later on in 87. And about a year and a half later. And, yeah. I had a Misfire, and so did they. There's the cat box, there's the thing, and there's this. So, I think that's the prelude to a joke there, relating to that cat thing, resembling the eggplant thing kind of resembles Mr. Peoples, or maybe Mr. Mark's Cause, but then the big long black one, that's Mr. Peoples. Bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum. Bum-ba-bum-bum-ba-dum. Yep, everybody thinking about their dicks. As they do. Oh, and then there was the Uber trip with the... Oh, yeah. I think I had mentioned that in the comments. That was weird. I thought, okay, this costume girl got in a costume because there's a Fanime convention. She got in the Uber, the same place. Like, got in at the hotel. I figured she's just like a con person, right? It's gonna go the con thing. Nope. She was dressed like a cocktail waitress, kind of scantily, and then they dropped her off at the cocktail titty bar lounge thing near King Road. So she was a cocktail waitress. Yeah. Cocktail waitress. Oh my. I also wanted to see how they were going to fit the two Carly people into the clown car. Anyway, so the maid ones are also representing an offshoot. There are maid and nun and Sailor Scout ones and steampunk ones of the Lolita fashion, not the movie. The movie is just it's but yes. Yeah, I could see how that would set off a bunch of alarm bells on like the Cuties one does. Cuties one also does. Because, for obvious reasons. Even though those words themselves are not synonymous with the other thing.
It's just that that's what the internet, the algorithm thinks. Like, you want cuties, you want to look up that naughty French thing. You want Lolita, you want to look at that naughty movie with Jodie Foster or somebody in it. It's like, no, I don't want to look that up. I want to look up the fashion now. I want to make a steampunk. I want to make a steampunk petticoat dress, and I tried to look that up, and all I could find was this sleazy stuff and hentai about it. No. But yes, I want to look like a petticoat dress. Question is, why would anyone in hot California want to wear a petticoat dress? They kind of addressed it. It showed that guy's boob. YouTube will flag it. Nah. That'd be stupid. Besides, flashing the titter butt cheek thing. It's known to happen on these things. It's also funny that like this particular episode was the only people that really stood there. There was one girl, the rest are all dudes dressed like girls that showed up. And the angel's still over there, the little princess lady. He's a man. Oh my. He's the man. And other ones sat down too and searched for walking around, and they didn't want their picture taken. They're the American ones. Oh, there's one. Yeah, they're everywhere. And now that you know what to look for, it's like, oh, that's a okay. Yeah, that's a sweet Lolita. That's what it's called. The picnic one. Like in Macross 7, the little girl, the fan girl. So it was even around in 95 when Macross 7 came out. There was a version of it. It was called something else. They should just go back to calling it that, whatever it was before that. But I guess it doesn't translate into English, so they translate it as... Yeah. Anyway, so... I think we're getting near the end. Yeah. Except I went back in there because I had to bust a slash. And, well, so... other things happened. So we are at the end, near the end of this this convention, man. It was fun, and I see all the people and characters in high def. But, it's still not going to be 4K when you see it. It's still 1080. Because to put this in 4K would make it 3 times bigger. Okay, to put it in 4K would make it 3 times bigger. Kind of nuts. There's the. I said of this long line that was going to go to the closing ceremony. There's another one. Oh, that's the one from before. Same one. But yes, that would be COVID 2025 in action. There's also a troupe doing a funny picture over there, similar to the. It was going to be like Kal Kat falling over on the ground, like butt first. They weren't imitating my troupe though. They couldn't be because they don't know me. They did that to their own person. But yes, falling on their butt. Anyway, so we have, here we are. The end of FanimeCon 2025. There, the moment is in. Charlie and her evil friend pet, psychotic cat thing. They had to get into an Uber afterward. With the hat on. That must have been interesting for the Uber guy. Yeah. So, we'll bring a tentacle next year. Next year is 2026. Get cracking on building that Thundercracker costume.